Shakalaka! Yeah, baby!
All right.
Here we are once again. Chaveevah, we got the best guest in town.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, every week we have the best people, the best.
Yes. Today we've got Mr. Matthew Gibbon from Wilber's Auto Salvage. Welcome.
Thank you.
You know there's always something good happening on the north end, right?
Always.
Right?
That's right. And everywhere else in the Cedar Valley and everywhere else.
That's right. And you know, the thing is that you need the good news, especially nowadays. You got to have it. And guess what? We're here for you. We're here to give it to you. So we got a whole bunch of good things that are going on. And we like to start out with good stuff that's going right on here in the neighborhood, Matt. Chaveevah, tell us, what do we got going on?
That's right. What's going on good? Well, it's not.
And I kicked our camera off, I think.
Okay, bear with us. We're still here, y'all.
We're
Just
here.
hang in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the great things that's going on is the smoothie bar. The new smoothie bar.
That'd be awesome.
Have
Yes.
you been there?
Have not, and we are actually planning on this weekend.
Oh,
that
do
and
it.
2 scoops.
Oh,
I gotta
yes.
get 2 scoops.
Right. Well, let me tell you, I have a smoothie in my car right now. I'm sure it's going to be thawed out.
Okay.
But it was so good, and they give you so much in a serving, and you just feel, it's so refreshing. I got the pina colada, so it was delicious, and so excited about that. And what else, Chaveevah, do we have?
Okay, Vera Wallaken's fashions are going to be featured this evening on India's Friday runway.
Hello.
Nice.
Okay, so
Yes, and she's going to have, Vera, as you all may know, is the church lady, and she's going to have scarves, purses,
accessories, that kind of stuff, so.
yes, and you know we will be there because we don't want to be virtually square. So we will be there. We'll be looking at all the beautiful things, and of course, a lot of our viewers might see that we didn't plan this coordinated outfit situation. Obviously, Matthew, you didn't get the memo.
I missed out.
Okay.
I have some.
But Chaveevah and I are all leopard printed
maybe
up.
we should call just to say, hey, what are you wearing, to make sure that
Right, we don't wear
you
the
know,
same
that
thing.
we don't wear the same thing.
But anyway, here we are, and we're so glad to have you. We even have one more wonderful thing to talk about that we actually experienced. We went, do you know India and Corey Johnson?
I think I met India once.
Okay, she's amazing. Yeah, she's the one that does our Friday runway.
Which I love that show, by the way.
Oh,
That's
all
awesome,
right.
so.
thank you. It's something fun we started. And Chaveevah, we went to the play, and we saw India and Corey in Love Letters.
Right, it was at the Waterloo Center for the Arts, and I guess each weekend they had performances by different couples who are actually couples, and they portrayed, I don't know, over time. It looked like, you know, reading back and forth love letters from childhood all the way to the end of life, and it was really, I don't know, interesting and heartfelt.
It was so heartwarming,
Yeah.
you
Good
know.
reviews from it, yes.
Yeah.
It's just exactly how life is, you know. They started out in kindergarten talking about their kindergarten teachers, you know, with the little football notes you flick over to the little girl, and then they ended up, and he was saying goodbye to her, and the things, like 2 ships passing in the night. Anyway, it was amazing, Matthew.
Yeah. I've heard good stuff about it, yes.
India, I just want to tell you guys, y'all did that. Hello.
Good job.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And then one more thing we want to tell everyone is about our updated sponsorship forms.
Yes, absolutely. We've updated our sponsorship. You know, we kind of dropped off the grid a little bit for a while because, well, hey, everybody did. But we are ready. We can use your help. We would love to have you sponsor our show. So please get in contact with us. You can Gmail, northendupdate@gmail.com, something like that.
Right. And do we have any comments, Ed?
We do have some comments already, ladies. We got Mary Cagley says, hey there.
Oh, Mary.
Hi,
Hey,
Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Yvette Ferguson says, hello, everyone.
Ooh,
Hey, Vet.
Birthday girl, right?
That's right. We got your birthday shout out coming up.
right.
You got 2.
Hang in there, Matthew. I heard he can sing. Hey,
I
look,
don't know.
he's
Oh,
ready
I know
to
Oh, okay.
He said he ain't never scared. There you go.
I got it.
Felicia Smith-Knowles mentions your guest. Hey, ladies, love Matt. He's so
Love you,
great for the
Felicia.
community.
Oh, good
All right.
deal.
And Amy
Love
Cass
it.
says you're looking fierce today with your outfit.
Oh,
See?
bless
See,
Amy.
I'm really
Amy
jealous. I
loves
wish
this.
I wish I would have had mine.
I know, you're missing out, right? But if Amy says we look good, we look good. Shout out to Amy. Of course, she's on our board, and we had our second board meeting last night, and Amy is going to be helping us with some of the other social media outlets.
Yeah.
And of course, I almost went to my phone to call Cal today. I just got to get that fit in. We got to get Lyrical working with
Oh,
us.
yes, yes.
So
absolutely.
yes. Okay, so much to talk about. Margot, we talked about her
Margot,
before
we
the
love
show.
Margot.
Well, we do a little segment called Margot's Waterloo Proud History Moment. And for 3 weeks now, we've been trying to give away a gift for the question. And nobody's actually wrote in to get it. So Ed, you can keep an eye out. We're looking for the answer to this question, Chaveevah.
Yes, and the question is, what multi-talented Iowa musician performed in Washington, D.C. for the Smithsonian Institute's Folk Fest in 1996?
All right. That's a good question. And I mean, you know what? Chaveevah, show them the gift this time. Somebody's going to answer, I'm sure,
This is
because when you
amazing.
see this,
This is beautiful.
by the
This
world
is-
famous Chaveevah, seriously? You're going to have to answer that question.
The first person to respond is the winner of this print entitled Sextet.
All right.
So there you go.
Looks good.
Yes. Yes.
All right, and
indeed.
Ed, don't start punching in
Oh, Ed.
numbers.
Right. Ed has a collection, which is a good thing, right?
Yes.
And Matthew, I
Yes.
know you know what we love to talk about.
Yes.
About this time of the day, and it is. I like to sing this little song.
Oh, that's right. The
Soul
Soul Town.
Hello, that's
Absolutely.
it. Right. Talk about the Soul Town, Chaveevah.
Soul Town, what can I say about the Soul Town that I haven't said 100 times before? So we just make it 101, okay? It was started right here in Waterloo by Cherie Kaba. It has grown from being a local to a nationwide to a worldwide publication, and it's got all kinds of interesting things, and it still has that local flavor because it features a lot of people that you know,
Like us.
like us.
We're
Yes.
in there, right. And Agnes has a beautiful graphic up there of a few issues. And if you'd like to subscribe and get your copy of this wonderful, colorful, great magazine, you can get it at thesoultownmagazine.com, right? Or you can call Chillin'
Yes.
at 319-505-4020, or get your copy at Earth's.
That's right.
Do you get all your hair supplies there?
My hair's. I still have some.
Oh yeah, I see that. You got some of that Palmer's in there. Right? Okay. All right. Well, Matt, you know, in today's climate, we like to be a platform for those sometimes difficult conversations.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about something that in our segment called #GiveItAir. How did that happen? I thought I had too much Do Not Disturb turned on.
Right,
Siri
so,
failed
Kiss
me.
of life.
Well, that'll go away soon.
Yes.
Anyway, so our Give It Air segment this week, Chaveevah, go ahead and talk about that.
Well, some people may know yesterday that a lot of people were involved with celebrating 420, right? And you probably don't know anything
No, I
about
don't.
that, right?
My
Well,
kids are watching.
it really refers to, in a lot of ways, the lessening of problems as far as marijuana is concerned, and it's becoming legalized in different states, and that's all great and that's wonderful and that kind of stuff. Well, I want to shout out the mayor of Birmingham, Alabama, because you know what he did to celebrate 420? He vacated 15,000 misdemeanor marijuana possession cases so that people, over the past 30 years, so that people now don't have a problem with getting a license, this is not something that's showing up on your job application, and it opens up other opportunities for people. So that's really a great thing in the midst of a lot of legalities loosening up about marijuana. We got to remember that there are people that are still doing time.
Oh my goodness!
You know,
and wouldn't
still
that be crazy
Ridiculous
to be
time,
doing
yeah. Horrible time.
Yeah.
Yep.
doing time for something that's legal in so many states?
Right,
You know,
where you have people poised to make millions of dollars, and other people that are still paying off fines or paying some other kind of price, like it messing with your ability to get employed, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. So
Yes. So, yeah, shout out to Mayor Randall Wolfen for pardoning more than $15,000 misdemeanor marijuana possession cases over the past 30 years. So we had to give that a little air, Chaveevah.
yes, because giving stuff air sometimes is the best disinfectant.
Sometimes not, maybe. So we had some great guests last week.
Oh, absolutely. We had Kent Shankle,
You watched it.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Mayor Hart was our co-host, and we also had Todd Green. He's a traveling artist in residence, and he played a lot of different international instruments, just stuff that, a lot of things I've never seen before. Yeah.
Then Agnes mentioned the look on Mayor
Yeah,
Hart's
I was
face.
laughing about that because it was humorous.
How about the nose harp? Maybe you better get us
He's pretty expressive if you watch the city council meetings too. So
Okay.
I love Mayor Hart's expressions. They're great.
Oh yeah, and he's so diligent about wearing that mask. And when
Yep.
we asked him to take it off, he was almost like, "No, I'm not taking it off," because I bet you he gets a lot, a lot
Probably.
of flack from
Yeah.
a lot of people about various things. But we certainly appreciate him and all he does, and we appreciate that expression when Todd Green asked him to play the nose harp.
right, right.
Okay. Today's High Five Friday. My daughter Chastity Martin. They have a wonderful school. It's going along real well. And on Fridays, they ask you to give $5 or more to support this Royal Legacy Christian Academy. So to do that, Chaveevah, tell our viewers how they can do that.
Okay, how to give the students a high five. You can go to their Cash App at $RLCA Waterloo, or you can contribute by way of their PayPal, and that's at rlcawaterloo.org/support.
That's right. And give all you can, because it's a great, great cause. And they're our partners in education. Sometimes they come on the show and stuff, so we just love them over there at RLCA. And now, without further ado, we got a lot of questions for you and your family business.
Yes.
In business in Waterloo since the 1930s.
1939. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And tell us, who started that business?
So my father-in-law, who is current owner, it's his father, was the one that I think he came from Traer and came to Waterloo and set up Wilber Auto Body. And so he had done some, auto painting before and decided to open up the body shop here in Waterloo. And since 1939, they've been doing body work, custom painting, spot painting. We do collision repair. And what's really awesome too, where I manage is the salvage yard. In 1955, over there on Easton, he opened up a salvage yard as well, which makes a great combination. So we have the parts and we can get your car repaired. So that's real great.
Wow. So I'm just thinking, I know that it's been in business. I've been here 30 plus years, and so I've always seen it. So when I see something that's been here as long as I've been here, I always consider it an institution.
Yeah, it is.
Of the city. Now, what? There is no typical customer, right? Everybody ends up.
I think what strikes me the most, and I've worked for some great companies in the past. Like I've done corporate and small business before. What's great about Wilbur's is just the immensity. When we say family-owned business, like it's family-owned business. Like that, it's so rewarding to see like how many, like literally, like the grandfather comes in, Matt, how you doing? Tony, how you doing?
Sure.
Or then the daughter comes in, like Akeisha from Bougie Berries. Like we know her family. Like
Sure.
and it's one of my favorite dessert places. So it's
Right.
one of those. it just really touches you, and it's great to see like Dad's heart. You know, it's something that's carried down through the family too. Like if he's really helps out, donates to local causes. He plays in the Cedar Valley Big Band. You know, you can't go out with Tony and not have him saying hi to to past mayors or somebody on the council from the past. So that's really great. And now it's happening for me. Like I walk out and the kids are like, Dad, we got to go. But that it really means a lot to me at the end of the day. Just all the stories and families. I mean, I literally can talk to somebody who's 20 and they'll be telling me a story about their grandparents who used to come down and shop at the salvage yard, or when they were kids, they would come get a bottle of soda kind of stuff. So that's the family business aspect is really great.
It is, and we've noticed that a lot of our viewers, when we saw that we were having you on the show, and you kind of, they responded quite well, and we're happy that you'd be on the show to support your business. But you must have done something to catch my attention where I thought, this must be a good guy. By a Facebook post, I think it was on Women's Day, or...
Well, we did, so this year on Women's Day, we're a big ally family business. There's no discrimination. We're allies. It's a safe space, and that's something that's been very important to us as a family, especially in the trying times that we've seen in the last, last several years. And it's one of those things to see that it's nothing wrong with a local business to give back. And one of the big pushes I did when I came on about 9 years ago now was to look at Waterloo. And when I first moved here, I have a transplant. People are like, oh, little Chicago. It's not that. Waterloo's so underrated at times with the amount of creativity, the amount of family history.
So that little Chicago, pardon me, but that's a compliment, especially if you start talking about the infrastructure that we're building up on in the downtown area. We want to be little Chicago, but in a good way, right? So
I think so many
understand
people
that
were
some
bad
people
talking it,
say
and I just
negative.
it's not negative. Waterloo has amazing talent. And one of the things that we've started in the last several years is my looking at marketing has been to how can I increase the other businesses around me? How can we increase more local businesses to be encouraged? So one of the things I do is I love your show. I love local artist groups. The Waterloo Writing Project was huge for a while.
Oh,
so we try to
great.
do things using the social media as one step to connect people and kind of move things, and then to encourage the people through social media to encourage the local SEO. So when you look up an art thing, something about art or food, it's not going to Cedar Rapids, it's not going to Dubuque, it's about Waterloo.
There
and if
you
we can
go.
keep circulating that, and then as you were saying before the show, it's fun to meet these Facebook connections or social media connections in person. So when Brian's was on 4th, it was great to be, walk in there to eat, and they're like, hey, that's the guy from Wilber Auto. Or when I go to Fat Cup Coffee,
Right.
It was funny, I had my mask on not too long ago, and they were like, oh yeah, there's these guys down at this one salvage yard, they all have our merchandise and our cups. I'm like, and they're like, and there's this one guy that works there. And
they were talking
I was
about
like,
you.
I pulled the mask down, you mean me? And they're like, oh, it's Matt.
Okay.
But that
I think we have some comments. I'm sorry.
So go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I guess speaking of family, Virginia Wilber says, hi, Daddy, from Emma and Sawyer.
Hi guys.
hi.
Hi, those are my kids. Sawyer's
how
7,
sweet.
Emmy's 5. She's the artist.
Sawyer,
Yeah.
I love those names. Both of them are so pretty.
And then we did have a guess. Ambro Chris guessed Kevin Burt.
Ah,
That's the name.
great guess.
Good guess, but no.
No cigar or art print today. We're going to take this. Are there any more?
Just a couple more. David A. Witten says, hey, Matt, good to see you.
Hey Dave.
Amy Cass just commented, we all grow when we grow together. There is always need for more united front and for the local community.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
And speaking of supporting, we want to thank our sponsors. We have some great sponsors, and we mentioned our new sponsorship form, but if you would like to be a sponsor for our show, you could be a champion like Matt Gilbert from Mr. Greatness.
Yes, absolutely. Or Sharina Salas from CUNA Mutual. Thank you so much for your support. And of course, we cannot forget about Travis Ferguson.
Real estate. Right. Email us if you'd like to help and support our cause, and that is getting out the good news, the good stuff, right?
Yes.
Right, that happens right here and everywhere. So, Matt, talk to us more. You're a family man. The kids shouted you out.
Hi,
so, how do you handle all of that? And your wife, talk about her for me.
My wife's amazing.
Okay.
So she's a Waterloo native too. So we met actually in New York City, and then we came here. She's a powerful woman. She's a lawyer. She serves on the Humane Society board,
Oh.
the Gallagher Blue Dorn board. She's very active with with the schools and with the children's learning. So we've been very serious about the pandemic because we had a lot of people in the family who are at risk.
Sure.
So we had to really buckle down. So it's been a really struggle. And we're still doing virtual learning. So it's been crazy. But the thing I would say about our family business is, Dad's great. Like, so it takes a village. Like, so he's able to work with me, and we all rally behind when my wife needs to do things for her position. And so is it easy? No.
No,
Can
it's
families,
never easy.
butt heads? No. But we constantly are making it our priority to let's support the kids, let's support the school, and at the same time too, we've got to support this business. And that attitude though also carries on with my employees. When they have my supervisor at the yard, his son has track meets. I'm like, you got to go to those. That's important. Like, you have to be, go for it. That's awesome. So we try to really support each other on those things. Family is really, really important. When a mother comes down to the yard, maybe run a little low on cash, we've helped some people out, like, hey, listen, like, I'm going to cut the price on that part and let's get you back on the road.
Wow, that's what we call
that's
Waterloo
important stuff.
Proud.
Yeah. And that's how
Chaveevah.
you establish longevity too. I was just thinking, approximately how many employees do you have?
So we have about 10. So we split. We have 2 locations. So if you guys aren't familiar, the flagship of the company is on 9th Street, 212 West 9th Street, and that's the body shop. And it's a wonderful decor. It's the really old. I think a lot of people have told me how they love the building's architecture. You can definitely tell it's from like the 30s and the 40s. There's a lot of history in it, and so that's really great. And then the salvage yard's actually the Mitchell sand pits.
Right,
So
right.
over there kind of in the back, so it's kind of fun. So we have about split, 4 or 5 with my crew and 4 or 5 with Dad. So.
And what services, now when I come to Wilber, what can I go there for? I want to get an auto part. You actually do
Well,
repair?
We don't
Or you
do, so we
body
do
work?
collision repair,
Collision repair.
body work, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes we dance.
And you dance
No,
too?
Dad, I saw Dad, I'm like, Dad's gonna be like, what? No, but we're very animated staff. Everybody's really great. So
Thank
if you're
you,
at the
Agnes.
body shop, it's collision repair. So if you get in a wreck, let us know. Dad comes out. You give you the free estimates. A lot of places do free estimates, but you've got Tony's experience. Like, Tony has grown up in this business. You can't get anybody.
And that's your
as good.
brother-in-law?
That's my father-in-law.
Your father-in-law. Oh,
That's
well,
Dad.
I'm
That's
gonna-
Dad. I call him Dad.
I'm gonna have to call you because I have an old truck, old '69 Chevy that's got a little rust around
He'll
the
take care of it.
cab, and I probably need to take care of that. So.
And he'll help guide you through the process. You get a lot of people pushing customers and families in these days. Insurance companies are kind of just
Sure.
pushing. Dad's like, it's your decision. It's still your car.
Yeah.
So here's some of the options you have, and he'll guide you through it. He'll help you through it.
Good.
And if you want to talk about Waterloo, history.
Oh, I bet he's
boom.
the one.
He'll
Been
like
in
someone will
business.
walk in and he goes, oh, so and so lives still over there, and so it's really a great experience to watch him in action. So.
Has the business, the pandemic hit a lot of people hard or made for different adjustments that you have to make. What sort of, has the pandemic affected business?
For our business, actually, we've had a really great, 2020 was actually a really great year. We did shut down for a month in April, and I believe that out of a lot of the salvage yards, we were one of the first ones to take it pretty serious. We still do. We have plexiglass up. We require masks. It's just, I have a lot of at-risk employees, and so that really meant a lot to me of the age group and things that made them at risk. So it's just real important. But we really pushed hard. It was a time too where you knew people were struggling. So
Sure,
how can
everybody
we make parts available? We know, how can we make, how can we just communicate with people? And then also too supporting things like the hospitality house and getting out there and helping those who are in need too. Dad's been great about donating. I'm a big advocate for them as well, and just finding the right avenues. But for business, we've had some struggle moments. But overall, when we looked at the 2020 in hindsight, one of our best years ever.
Sure.
It took a lot of effort, but it's
Some
because
people
of
stay-
the family organ.
Yeah, and stayed home and got those repairs, maybe and body work
Yeah.
done that they've been putting off. Well, it seems that community is important to you.
Yes,
and we
I would say
certainly
it was
appreciate-
a lot of community-driven sales and a lot of community-driven needs.
Yeah, and it's important to us as well. And we're so glad that we jive on that one note for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
no, that's
Yeah.
important.
Right, and we want everybody to know how to get a hold to you. You're on Facebook, we know, but
We're on
we
Facebook a
want-
lot. WilbersAuto.com would be a really easy way to get a hold of us, and that contact form does come right to the general manager, who is sitting right here. I'm
Okay.
pretty approachable, so just go ahead and do that. We also have a wonderful Instagram page. I kind of use that. Pictures tell a lot of stories. We do a lot that have shown the history of our company, also shows our day-to-day operations, and we have a lot of fun with it. Our Facebook one I use a lot too to promote what we have, like what we do, but at the same time too, for me the Facebook outlet is to also to encourage the community engagement of our business. I think a lot of things that I'm starting to see with the younger businesses in Waterloo is where they're starting to get that. It's a community. Let's start mingling and mixing and working together as businesses.
Right.
And that's one of the things I want to take a lead on. I think that's going to push Waterloo really just so far.
I love it. I love when he talks about
Absolutely,
pushing
yeah.
Waterloo, and you have the right
This town is
personality,
great. I
the
mean, I'm
charisma.
telling you,
You've got
this
it
town's
all.
great.
And you understand that this town is truly great. So that makes a big difference. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
guys.
for coming on the show and telling everybody
Yes.
about your wonderful business. And we know that you're just aching to sing because I think
Oh, is it happy birthday?
yeah, it's the Stevie Wonder version of Happy Birthday. But first, we want to talk about how we're going to be doing a great show. Is it next week on the 30th? Is next week the 30th?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah, it
yes.
is. And we're going to be doing a great show out at Crossroads at the Army Center with our special guest.
Frank Magsman.
Frank Magsman. Thank you, Chaveevah. I could see his face, but I couldn't call his name. Frank Magsman's going to join us, and we have a great, great, great surprise. We're going to also be hanging out with Big Q.
Right, for the opening of his new store out at.
And we're going to be doing India's Friday runway there. Some things are
Yes.
supposed to kind of be a secret, but sometimes they get a little bit gets out sometimes.
happens.
You know,
Yeah,
we
sometimes
try our
people
best.
forget and they just open their mouths and stuff just fly out.
It's all good, but I'm sure the people that won't be watching, which is like all the virtually square people that aren't watching today,
That's
won't
right.
know that we almost leaked a great
right.
surprise. Okay, now we got the best birthday people like we always do, Chaveevah.
Yes, we absolutely do. And we want to say happy birthday to Vicki Butler, Timmy Brown Powers, happy birthday. Ann E. Jackson, Sierra Yarbrough, my niece, happy birthday, dear. Yvette Ferguson, my daughter, happy birthday. And Timothy Klinghammer.
And we also have, we're going to read this, Hannah Kinney, happy birthday. Mike Robinson, all right. Trinetta Talbert, and Marilyn DeCoster.
Happy birthday, Maryland.
Yes.
Is it Rebay Carter?
Robbie, that's
Robbie.
my son.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. That's
Right.
beautiful spelling right there. And
thank
Terry Salas. Happy birthday, guys.
Yes.
birthday.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Yes,
Right.
and the birthday people are just the best. I mean, all the people we always know. How does it happen that we know so many birthday people every week?
I would call it luck, but I don't believe in luck. So,
Right.
hey, fortune.
Fortune, of
Yeah.
course. Well, we like to start it out with a little couple of verses back and forth, and they go something. I'm going to use my very best singing voice
Very
today,
best singing
'cause
voice?
I feel like kind of showing off.
Oh.
I don't know why, but I just do.
Okay.
And I'm sure you would agree
Couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya.
All right.
Happy birthday to ya. Hey, happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
All right.
Chaveevah,
Matt
you
was
know
right
do
there
that
with
vibrato
us.
where you go,
Do I?
Yeah, it was good.
okay, all right.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, this was so much fun.
It was fun. I love it.
Yes.
Man, if I'd have known you'd have been this much fun, I probably would have invited you.
I'm
a
crazy
long
fun.
time
Invite
ago,
me back.
right?
We'll talk about some other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we
I
got
like
lots.
the Get Air segment. That's awesome.
Oh,
You guys are
yeah.
always great. Bringing up very good
Yes,
topics.
and you were our
Thank
guest
you.
today for Wilber Auto, but we know that we can also invite you at some future time
Yeah.
in a different capacity where we can really talk about some other
I'm
things too.
definitely down. There's some stuff coming through Waterloo that's going to be really awesome for our community.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of education and a lot of a lot of things are going to be really good.
Yeah.
Really
Right.
good.
One thing I know is there are going to be some new city council people running as well. I know that's probably something
Yep.
under wraps, but we want to encourage all of our viewers until next time.
Yes, absolutely. What?
Keep doing more of what makes you awesome, like Matt what's your last name?
Gibbon.
At Wilber Auto.
Okay.
Wilber's Auto.
Because it makes us all look good.
Thank you. See you
Best
next
women
time.
in town. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.